Good morning, gentlemen. It's a wonderful time, and I'm going to talk to you on a very important issue. And that issue is the creation of a Christian state in the northeast of India. मैं आपको रिमाइंड करूंगा कि कुछ टाइम बैक एक स्टडी आई थी फ्रॉम द चाइनीज इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ स्ट्रेटेजिक स्टडीज. आई थिंक इट इज a few years back, and later on the Chinese ने खुद उस रिपोर्ट को डिनाई कर दिया. But that report is worth reading again. It says that India will break up into a number of states because of internal contradictions in the Hindu religion and the Union of India. And it also says कि जो हमारी caste system है, that could lead to the breakup of the country. This was of course vehemently opposed. मैं खुद इसमें इस findings के साथ सहमत नहीं हूँ. And later on the Chinese institute themselves withdrew this thing. But there is food for thought, क्योंकि हर एक आदमी को सोचना चाहिए what is going to happen further. एंड नाउ रिसेंटली एक डेवलपमेंट हुई है. जो चीफ मिनिस्टर थे मिजोरम के, ही हैड गॉन फॉर कन्वेंशन टू अमेरिका, और मैंने उनकी पूरी ट्रांसक्रिप्ट पढ़ी ऑफ द स्पीच. और उस स्पीच में उन्होंने कहा है कि जो कुकू और अदर ट्राइब्स जो हैं हु आर क्रिश्चियन, ये एक नेशन है and they should be allowed to be at one. And he said ये जो division हुआ है between them, between Bangladesh, India and Burma, this was a creation of the British Raj. And hence वो कहता है हम recognize नहीं करते इसको. And in due course of time, we hope to have a separate Christian state. अब ये बात सडनली सामने आ गई है. It was not lying dormant, and in fact our main press जो है इन्होंने इग्नोर कर दिया इस बात को. But the fact remains that मिजोरम के चीफ मिनिस्टर को ये जाके बात वहां अमेरिका में बोलनी was wrong. Because मिजोरम में एक रेवोल्यूशन चली from I think 60 से 87 or some period out during that time, और ये कुछ अचीव नहीं कर पाए. एंड द मीजो नेशनल फ्रंट जो एक टेररिस्ट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन थी, दे फेल्ड बैडली, एंड इनकी बहुत कैजुअलिटीज हुई. अल्टीमेटली मिस्टर लाल देंगा थे इनके एक लीडर. ही डिसाइडेड कि लड़ने का कोई पॉइंट नहीं है, एंड ही गिव अप एंड ज्वाइन द मेन स्ट्रीम ऑफ इंडियन पॉलिटिक्स. द स्टेट ऑफ मिजोरम वाज क्रिएटेड एंड एवरीथिंग वाज पीसफुल टिल दिस इंसिडेंट हैज कम. नाउ द क्वेश्चन इज वी मस्ट एग्जामिन व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इज द प्रॉब्लम. प्रॉब्लम ये है कि देयर आर 5 states in the northeast which follow a predominant Christian religion. ये है नागालैंड, मिजोरम and Meghalaya, Tripura and Manipur. Yani there is a substantial number of Christians in these areas, and in Nagaland they are 87%, Mizoram maybe 87% है. बट ये जो ट्राइब्स हैं दे आर नॉट यूनिफॉर्म, और इनके ट्राइबल इंटरनेसीन वॉरफेयर कई सदियों से चल रहा है. सो जो चीफ मिनिस्टर थे इनके मिजोरम के, आई थिंक ही इज सैडली मिस्टेकन that all the tribes who are Christian are going to go and join him, or his ideas. Everybody has different ideas. The Nagas are a very proud race, and they don't want to be part of this system. They wanted a separate Naga state. And आपको याद होगा कि since 1955 उनके जो पहले लीडर थे is at Fizo, he was fighting against Pandit Ji for a separate Naga homeland. And वो जिंदगी भर लड़ते रहे, उनको कुछ नहीं मिला. He died in London and he never came back. ये एक एग्जाम्पल है आपको कि जो हुकूमत है उसको आप उसका मुकाबला नहीं कर सकते. That is the first thing. And secondly, they are so few in number that they cannot constitute a country. Let us take Mizoram. Mizoram, its entire population is about 12 lakhs. And it is only thankful to the government of India, which has not allowed the other people from India to go and settle there, that these people have been able to thrive. Otherwise, ये अभी झुकी झुग्गी चोपड़ी में ही होते, and they would not know which way to progress, which way not to go. Of course, एक point of fact है कि certain areas of these Christian states, tribal states, are in Bangladesh and India as well as Burma. But we must bear in mind that none of them is a uniform Christian state. There are some Protestants, there are Catholics, there are Presbyterians, and in between there are some minorities also like Buddhists and Hindus. So it's not a cohesive unit, and Christianity itself is not a cohesive unit. And then the tribes have their own culture, their own ethos, and they don't mix with each other. So this is the important point. And what the Chief Minister of Mizoram was talking actually, a lot of Angrezi make word hai cock and bull. That is what he was talking of. It's very sad that he should be resorting to such tactics after taking all the benefits of the Indian state. अच्छा, अब ये ऐसा होता है कि जब ऐसी कोई बात होती है, देयर इज ऑलवेज अ बैकग्राउंड. आपको याद है जो रेड इंडियंस जो होते थे व्हेन दे वर passing some signals to other tribes and others, they used to use the smoke signals, and they should light a fire and as a blanket, they keep on sending the smoke and the signals went up and other tribe could interpret it. Now these smoke signals are going, and how did they come about is because of I think, the previous administration जो थी अमेरिका की, led by Joe Biden, had this idea of a Christian state. And बेगम हसीना जो थी, उन्होंने दिल्ली में एक प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में भी कहा था कि ये अमेरिकन प्लान है to have a state in the northeast, a Christian state in Bangladesh, Burma and India, which they think will be their client state for all time to come. पर जैसे कहते हैं ना, every day is not Sunday, number one. Number two, there is a many a slip between the cup and the lip. ये इतनी आसान बात नहीं है कि आप इजीली स्टेट बना लेंगे. आप जानते हो कि नागास have been fighting for 40 or 60 years, they never got anything. Mizos fought for 20 years and they got nothing, and finally even the Tripura Upjati, who were fighting for some recognition in Tripura, have not been able to achieve anything. And there has been a lot of fighting in Manipur between two tribes, the Kuki and the Mitai, and अब peace हो गया है. But ultimately, the Mitai and the Kukis, they had to make peace, and in fact, Kukis got nothing by fighting and destroying themselves. So if you want to destroy yourself, you can ask for these things, because the Indian achievement government, that is जो हुकूमत है, वो कभी एक्सेप्ट नहीं करेगी ये बात. एंड मिलिट्री माइट जो है इज द ऑर्डर ऑफ द डे. ये तो हिंदुस्तान गवर्नमेंट की शराफत है कि दे हैव नॉट यूज्ड मिलिट्री माइट in the northeast. Otherwise, I don't see any reason how this small rebellion could not have been crushed 2 or 3 decades back. It is because of the tolerance of the Indian government, which is basically Hindu government. And tolerance का मतलब ये है कि they have allowed these people to talk all this nonsense. But at the same time, I must remind them that 1964 में, या I think 1966 में, when Indira Gandhi had just become Prime Minister, she had ordered an air attack on Mizoram in Ajal, when the Mizo National Front had gone and occupied some areas, and the Indian fighters were used to bomb, and the Mizos all ran away into the jungle. Many were killed, and the revolution collapsed. So one should not anticipate. And America no longer has got that sort of clout, that sort of power कि वो जाके एक मिजो राम या ऐसी कोई जगह पे वो क्रिश्चियन स्टेट बना पाएंगे. And also this is conjecture whether America really wants to do it or no, because now there's going to be a change. Donald Trump has come into power and he definitely would like India to be on his side. तो उसका मतलब ये है कि if आपको इंडिया की साइड अपने पास रखना है, तो you cannot go around propagating कि एक Christian state बनना चाहिए or something like that. I don't think Trump is going to subscribe to it. And if Trump doesn't subscribe to it, I don't see how the Christian state can ever be created. And even if he does subscribe, India is too big a country, too big a power, And no, notwithstanding what the Chinese Institute of Strategic Studies wrote a few years back, I don't think India is going to have any balkanization. आप देख लीजिए कश्मीर में टेररिज्म 89 से चालू हुआ है, and today 36 years have elapsed. Kashmir has moved ahead and nothing much has happened as far as the terrorism is concerned. वो तो वहीं के वहीं बैठे हैं. So here also the same thing is happening. And situation in the northeast जो है बहुत टर्मोइल में है, because बांग्लादेश में एक मिलिट्री coup हो चुका है and Sheikh Hasina had to run away from there. But many a slip between the cup and the lip, and I won't be surprised if Sheikh Hasina की तरीके से वापस आ जाए, because situation ऐसी आ रही है आजकल. And as far as creating a Christian state in the northeast is concerned, एक अंग्रेजी में वर्ड है pipe dream. ये एक pipe dream है. People can keep smoking the pipe and dreaming, but they will not be able to get any state like that. But I would say that it is about time, जैसे मैंने कई बार लिखा है कि नरेंद्र मोदी roars, but he must also learn how to bite. And this is a time a man going and making such anti-national speeches in the United States needs to be arrested the day he lands in India on a charge of sedition. You can't just go around talking all nonsense in other countries. I think if such an action is taken, it will have a salutary effect. Gentlemen, I have nothing more to say. This was just giving you a picture of what is happening in the northeast of India. I have served there a long time, and I could say the girls there are absolutely wonderful, and that's my fondest memory. Whether you go to Meghalaya or Nagaland, and most of the men there, unfortunately, do not do any work. That's also a fact. And the church is perturbed about it, but then there is sort to all these sort of activities. There is some front, X front, Y front, and these fronts have to be smashed and finished. I hope Narendra Modi will do the needful. And meanwhile, gentlemen, अगर आपको ये मेरा वीडियो पसंद हो, please like it, share it with your friends, and come back for more. In the meanwhile, I'll say goodbye and God bless. Jai Hind.